on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them.
He's a man. He can be hit just like us. He's a man.
You already make the big money.
He's a man.
Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there.
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Nah, this game ain't over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E and broadcasting live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. If you got a Roku streaming device, all you got to do is download BS3 TV and check out all of the great programming that they have there. You will be glad you did. It's Winning Wednesday, and I tell you what, man, there's a lot to talk about in the form of winning. You know, we got a couple of recent champions, and let's talk about them. The Golden State Warriors. Me and Snowman from Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson talked about that yesterday, that they literally are the team to beat heading into next season. Who has a chance to knock off Golden State heading into this upcoming NFL season? Who has a chance to knock off the LA Rams heading into this upcoming NFL season? Who has a chance to knock off Kansas heading into this college basketball season? Who's going to knock off Georgia heading into this NCAA football season? I mean, a lot to talk about. Atlanta doesn't look at all like they're going to be the team to beat in the Major League Baseball. I mean, good God, let me look at the standings real quick in Major League Baseball. In the National League, Atlanta's like second in their division by 4 games back of the New York Mets. So Atlanta not looking like the team to beat. Johnny Cole, the coach, Johnny Cole, hottest show on JM&E right now. JM&E right now. The HBCU stroll with the coach, Johnny Cole. You got to check it out every Monday. Every Monday from 12 to 1. He does a phenomenal job talking about things that not many are talking about on the prominent networks, but on the JM&E network and BS3, Coach Johnny Cole is getting it in with some very, very good guests. So we appreciate you, man. Got to have you back on with me. I had a surprise for you. That I gotta pull out for you. So when you get a chance, matter of fact, maybe tomorrow, Coach Cole, if you ain't busy tomorrow, might need to have you on the show so I can bust a surprise out on you. It'll be a throwback. Throwback Thursday tomorrow. So again, Coach Cole, the hottest show. Okay, Coach Cole said, watch the Cleveland Browns if Watson can play. I will say this. I definitely misunderstood the process. What Megan the Stallion say, you understood the assignment. I misunderstood the assignment. I thought that yesterday Watson was going to go before this judge arbitrator. He was going to state his case. They've already got the recommendation from the NFL wanting to suspend him indefinitely for at least a season. And I thought that there would be a ruling sometime yesterday. Clearly, that's not the case because Watson is back in Delaware in court with this arbitrator judge and stating his case, answering questions, all of that. It's a disciplinary hearing. So they're hearing additional evidence, obviously asking questions. And then even after this part of the process comes to a close, it may be some time before the judge / arbiter rules and gives her decision. Now, what I'm hearing, though, from some trusted sources is that the NFL wants to make this go away. The NFL wants to make this go away. So if the judge comes back with a decision of 6 to 8 games for Deshaun, the NFL is not going to appeal that. They'll make some statement that they don't like it, and they'll make some statement about women's rights, as they should. Women deserve to be heard. Anyone sexually abused deserves to be heard. They'll make some statement about that, but then they'll say, it's in their best interest to not appeal it and to accept the arbiter's ruling. Now, if the arbiter comes back with 2 games or no games, now I think the NFL is going to stand up and rule in that situation, or appeal that situation. So we'll see. We'll see. I believe that if she agrees with the NFL and tries to suspend him for a full season or longer, then Deshaun Watson and the NFL Players Association will appeal that. And while it's under appeal, he can play. So it is a situation that is horrible all the way around. I wish we were not here, but yet here we are. Coach Cole says Bill Cosby all over again. I've thought that before. I've said that, repeating what other people said, but I don't agree. I think these are different. For a number of reasons. I don't really want to get into it, though, because anytime you step into this kind of conversation, somebody feels like we're not being sensitive to women who have been sexually assaulted. But let me take it a step further. There are men who are sexually assaulted as well. So, I know the majority of the cases are women, but there are men, children, that are sexually assaulted. So we can't just corner this market for the women. We got to understand that it's a tough subject all the way around, one that needs to be discussed. But I will admit, I'm probably not the expert on the topic. So I'm just going to state what I know to be true. I'm going to state what I know from my sources, and I'll leave it at that. Keith Hennick, what's going on, brother? Long time no talk to. All right, it's Winning Wednesday here on the lunch break. So today, I want to talk about who has the best chance to win what. And since I got Coach Cole on here, we can talk about the SWAC football. Obviously, the team to beat in the SWAC is Jackson State. But I think a lot of people forgot just how close FAMU was to beating Jackson State head-to-head, and the fact that they only lost that one game in the regular season all year long. They were that close to beating Jackson State and winning the entire SWAC. Nobody else in the SWAC beat FAMU in their first season in the SWAC. And I said that was what was going to happen. I just didn't know Jackson State was going to be as good as they turned out to be. So, again, I think it's going to come down to those two teams in the SWAC, Jackson State, FAMU. But there are others that are going to have something to say about it. I think you can look out for Alcorn. I think you can look out for Prairie View. And you never know what Southern is going to pull out over in the western part of the SWAC. A couple of teams that I think are more pretenders than contenders. Grambling, until y'all get it together. I don't know if I believe in Hugh Jackson as much as y'all do. And I'm not trying to throw shots at Grambling. I'm not. I'm just saying Hugh is showing me more about his decision-making that's not good than it is anything else. So we'll see. Texas Southern, definitely a pretender. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, please. They're not there yet. On the east side, Alabama A&M is definitely a contender. Alabama A&M is definitely a contender. We'll see what they can do in place of Akil Glass. We'll see what they can do in place of him. Alabama State, Eddie Robinson Jr., I don't know, bro. Good dude, great man, all of that. I don't know. I can't just give it to him. Valley, not quite there. I'm hoping that they can make that next step from where they made this past year. And Bethune, good God almighty, what in the world happened to BC? So if you heard me talk, Jackson State, FAMU, A&M, Alabama A&M in the east, in the west, Alcorn, Prairie View, Southern in the west. But right now, sitting on top of the world would be the Jackson State Tigers. Coach Cole said, dark horse, Mississippi Valley State. It's a real dark horse, Coach. It's a real dark horse. All right, I got to take a commercial break. I'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
All right, y'all. Hey, listen, if you want to get in on streaming live on Roku, you got to call BS3 TV. Got to call BS3 TV. I just showed you their information right there. Again, they've got some really great shows on BS3 TV. And, of course, we are Winning Wednesday on the lunch break, powered by JM&E. Coach Johnny Cole is tuning in on YouTube. He says the bottom of the SWAC is going to be Bethune-Cookman, TSU, and UAPB. I agree. No argument there. No argument there. I think Texas Southern has got to get it together, though. They got to get it together. They can't just keep, running around here with 2 wins here, 3 wins there, and calling it improvement. So, we'll see what they do. I think this is put up or shut up time for the coach of Texas Southern this season. I do. My personal opinion. Coach said recruiting was good at Valley. Recruiting was good as Valley. Recruiting may have been good at Valley, but Coach, that's a long hill to climb. Jackson State on top, FAMU number 2, A&M, Alabama A&M, Alabama State, and then Valley. They got a lot to climb over to get up into that top, that top 4 in the East. So we'll see. I ain't mad at them. I love the guys, what they're doing at Valley. I love what the guys are doing at Valley. And what's crazy is we're talking about the SWAC, but there was a school there was a conference that didn't lose a game to the SWAC. Well, they might have. I just don't remember them. And that's the MEAC. The MEAC won the MEAC SWAC Challenge at the beginning of the season, and the MEAC won the Celebration Bowl at the end of the season. So let me talk a little bit about that little bitty conference that doesn't seem to be having any problems with the SWAC, and that's the MEAC. MEAC had a team that did not lose a conference game. And no, it was not Norfolk State. No, it was not Howard. No, it was not Morgan State. It wasn't even Delaware State or NCCU. It was South Carolina State. Oh, yeah, and by the way, they just happened to win the Celebration Bowl over Jackson State, and they ain't had no problems doing that. So South Carolina State is my odds-on favorite again for the MEAC. The team that I've got making a significant leap in the MEAC this season is Norfolk. I would not be surprised if Norfolk finishes number 2 in the MEAC, followed by Central, Delaware State, Howard, and Morgan State. I feel like Morgan State's going to win more than a game conference-wise this year, but I feel like the team that's going to make the biggest jump in the MEAC this year is going to be Norfolk State. Coach Cole said they definitely been very good. The offense coordinator is good as well. Talking about Valley State. Yeah, I got you. You know, I'm a big fan. You know, I'm a big fan of the satellite. You know, I'm a big fan of the satellite. Been all my life. I told people a long time ago, Jerry Rice didn't throw those passes to himself. So if Jerry Rice is NFL ready, somebody else should be NFL ready who threw Jerry Rice the passes to make him NFL ready. But you know the society we living in. You know what it's like. You know what it's about. So again, winning Wednesday. Teams to win it all. In the SWAC, Jackson State, FAMU. On the west side, I'll go Alcorn, Prairie View. Those 4 have a chance to win it all. In the MEAC, I got to go South Carolina State, followed by Norfolk State. If I got to throw 2 more in there to give you 4, I'll go Central, I'll go Delaware. All right? There we go. South Carolina State plays a hard schedule. A lot of 1A schools. It shows up in quote unquote playoff time. It shows up in playoff time. All right, so let's go back to the standings overall. Let's look at the top 25 in college football on the FBS side. Of course, the team to beat is Georgia, but, you know, all the favorites say Alabama. Please, man, I ain't rocking with Nick Saban for nothing this year. If Nick Saban is passing out money, I'll go without. No pun intended. Nick Saban passing out money. I'll just go without. Again, the team to beat is Georgia. How quickly we forget that Georgia beat the snot out of Alabama in that championship game. Georgia stomped a mud hole in Alabama in that championship game. And Nick Saban, all he's been doing since then is whining and complaining about everybody else's school. So let's just stick to the facts on winning Wednesday. The team to beat for me heading into this upcoming season would be Georgia. Would be Georgia. Followed by the Ohio State University, in my humble opinion, followed by Alabama. Now, where we go from there, it gets very interesting. Where we go from there gets very interesting. Because you could go, what? Michigan State, Notre Dame. I don't know. I don't know. Coach, I ain't lying. If Nick Saban is giving out money, and he is, if Nick Saban was giving out money, I don't want none. I'll be all right. I'll borrow some from somebody who got money from Nick Saban. You ain't gonna have my name on your list. Dude does more whining and complaining about other people's school, and folks down there worship him like he's a god. Please. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Georgia number 1, Ohio State number 2, Alabama number 3, and number 4, pick one. Number 4, pick one. I'm looking. Number 4, pick one. Maybe Michigan. Who's the number 4 team? College football. Who's the number 4 team? Got to take a break. It's Winning Wednesday. We're talking about teams that have a chance to win it all this upcoming season. All right, we'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E and streaming live on Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. If you got a Roku streaming device, download BS3 TV. You'll get a lot of good programming, and you'll thank me later. All right, so before the break, we're talking about teams that have a chance to win it all this year. I've already done college football in the SWAC and the MEAC, and now we're talking about FBS. And again, speaking of BS, Alabama, that's BS right there. Teams that's really legit about football, Georgia, Ohio State. And who's that 4th team? Somebody just said Texas. Texas is the dark horse. No, especially not with Ewers and Manning, young quarterbacks that, man, Ewers wasn't impressive at all up at Ohio State. And I get it. I know the backstory of why he ended up at the Ohio State. That was so he could get that NIL money while he was still in high school. So I get it. I ain't mad at him. Get your money, player. Get your money. But I don't know, man. Sarkisian, I'm happy for his comeback story. I'm happy he's turned his life around. I love his family dynamics and all that kind of stuff, but I just don't know, man. Texas is one of those schools that if anybody can find a way to blow it, it's them. They might be great on offense. One of those 2 quarterbacks, and I know Manning doesn't come until 2023, so it's Ewers or Hudson Card or somebody like that. But, one of those quarterbacks can play like a Heisman Trophy candidate, but their defense will be sorry, or their offense and defense will be good, but their special teams is trash. Texas is one of those schools that, man, until they get it together, they will find a way to blow it. And I don't give a doggone about UT fans. Come for me, please. I've called for you. So there we go. Well, I just don't see Texas as a dark horse. They making a lot of moves on paper, but they ain't made no moves on the field. I ain't seen nothing yet. They're not even the team to beat in the Big 12. They're not even the team to beat in the Big 12, especially if Cincinnati and Houston and all them other schools get in there before they get gone. I'm telling you, man, Texas is about to get exposed. Texas is about to get exposed. They need to go and pay whatever that money is, get their butts out of the Big 12 before they get exposed by Houston, Cincinnati, and Oklahoma and everybody else in the Big 12. I think Baylor's got a better shot than UT. Baylor, Oklahoma State, Iowa State. I think those 3 teams have a better shot before UT. So we'll see. I still don't know, though. Who's that number 4? USC? When is the last time USC's been relevant? I know they made a lot of moves. I know they got Lincoln Riley. I know they got the Caleb Williams. I know they got, some players, what have you. But when's the last time USC has been relevant? I really do. I think that fourth team is going to come out of the Big Ten. I think that fourth team is going to come out of the Big Ten unless it's somebody like Oregon or Utah, somebody like that, man. I just don't know if it's going to be USC. We'll see. We'll see. So that's what we're looking at on the college football front. Again, I'm going number 1, Georgia. I'm going number 2, Ohio State. I'm going number 3, Alabama. And number 4, I'll step out on a limb. I'll go Michigan State. I'll step out on a limb with Michigan State. I'm just putting them in there to make the 4th team. All right. So let's talk baseball. Right now, the division standings are as follows. In the National League, the Mets are in first place in the East. The Braves are in second. In the Central, it's the Milwaukee Brewers, followed by the St. Louis Cardinals. And out west, where they are just getting it in, it's the Dodgers and the Padres, and the Giants are in shouting distance. All right, so then we go over to the American League. It's the Yankees running away with it. They're 12.5 up on the Blue Jays, 13 up on the Red Sox. In the Central, it's Minnesota. They're up 3 on the Guardians. And then in the West, it's the Astros. They're up 10 on the Rangers, surprisingly. They're up 10 on the Rangers, who are under 500. So, again, I said the Braves were the Major League Baseball World Series champs last season. I don't see it this season yet, unless they get hot. Are we past the halfway point? They play 162 games, so that's 81 games. Now, we're not even there yet. They are at the Yankees have played 75 games. And then over in the National League, 75 games. So we're not even at the halfway point. It can turn around. The Braves can get hot, especially during the playoffs, and again, defend their crown. But right now, if I had to just go picks in the National League, I'll go Mets. I'll go Cardinals over the Brewers. And I'll go Dodgers. Those are your 3 division winners in the National League. Mets, Cardinals over the Brewers, and Dodgers out of the West. In the American League, the teams that I think got the shot to win it are the Yankees. I think the Minnesota Twins can hold on and do what they're doing in the Central, and it's definitely the Astros in the West. And I think it's going to come down to the Astros and the Yankees come pennant time. Astros and Yankees come pennant time. I really think, unless something drastic happens, and I'm not being a homer, this Astros team is heading back to the World Series. Unless something drastic happens. Solid pitching. Offense that has not even fully kicked in yet, but you get glimpses of it. And they've got good defense, got real good defense, and they got one of the best managers in the game. That's a 4-4. That's a 4-4. Okay? Yankees are strong, but can the Yankees put it all together when it matters? We haven't seen that yet. When's the last time you've seen the Yankees in a World Series? I'll wait. Winning Wednesday. I'll wait. When's the last time you've seen the Yankees in the World Series? Minnesota has been, if I'm not mistaken, more recently than the Yankees. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. And then on the National League side, again, I'm feeling pretty good about what I said on the National League side. This could be the Mets' year. The Mets could finally have figured it out. Again, the Braves are only 4 back now. They can get hot and they can turn it around. Phillies, I ain't impressed. Marlins, I ain't impressed. Nationals, please. In the Central, again, I think the Cardinals are the best team in that division between the 2, Cardinals and Brewers. Cardinals been there, done that. They'll make a run. And then in the West, it's Wild Wild West. You got Dodgers. They're game and a half up on the Padres, 5 games up on the Giants. So either one of those teams could do it, but I think the Dodgers are built for it. Dave Roberts definitely has the managerial experience well beyond, you know, the postseason when it comes down to those three teams. So that's where it goes down. All right, let me take my bottom of the hour break. I'll be right back right after this on the lunch.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E and streaming live on Roku, courtesy of BS3. Again, want to appreciate y'all tuning in to this Winning Wednesday. We're talking about the teams that have a chance to win it all in their respective divisions. I've called in the college football on the HBCU side. I've got Jackson State and FAMU battling it out in the SWAC. In the MEAC, I've got South Carolina State and Norfolk State battling it out in the MEAC. In the FBS, I've got Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, and, you know, just for the sake of a top four playoff-wise, I've got Michigan State there. And then now we're talking baseball, and on the baseball front, I'm saying that right now, we're not even at the halfway point on the American Leagues, on the National League side. Mets, Cardinals, Dodgers on the American League side. I don't know why I keep getting these mixed up. Yankees, Twins, Astros. So there we go. All right, let's go ahead and move over to the NBA. A lot of moves in the NBA. And here we are looking at the Golden State Warriors as the most recent champ. 4th time last 8 seasons, 7th time overall. Golden State, I can't hate on them. They're the team to beat going back into this season. I did the same thing with Milwaukee last season. Until somebody beats them, they are the team to beat. Golden State is the team to beat. But just sticking with the West, there are a couple of teams that I think are going to be a problem come playoff time. Phoenix Suns, even if they have to find a replacement for DeAndre Ayton, I think they got great coaching. I think they got a great staff. I think they've got a great team, and I don't see them falling below, 2, 3, 4. I don't see them falling out of the top 4 in the West. So Phoenix is definitely a team. If you think Memphis was a fluke, baby, you don't know good basketball. Memphis is going to be back. They're going to be back. Dallas, they made some moves. They're about to lose Jalen Brunson if it is not already official, but, Dallas has made some moves, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Teams that are out of that top 6 that I think will be a problem are Minnesota. We saw a lot out of them come playoff time. New Orleans. And, man, what can you say about what the Clippers could look like? With John Wall healthy, with Paul George healthy, with Kawhi Leonard healthy. The Clippers could be back in that top 6. So, again, if I got to pick 4 out of the West, I'm going Golden State, Phoenix, Memphis. Woo, that number 14. Wow, that's where it gets tough. Come on, Winning Wednesday. Come on, lunch break fans. Number 4 team in the West. Golden State, Phoenix, Memphis, maybe Minnesota, maybe Mavericks. maybe Clippers, hell, maybe New Orleans. With a healthy Zion Williamson, everybody coming back playing like they did down the stretch. I'll go again. Golden State, Phoenix, Memphis, question mark. To be determined. To be determined. All right, let's go up east. Let's go out east. Celtics, of course, represented the East in the NBA Finals. I put them back there. I put them as the team to beat. Number 2, I don't go Miami. I go Milwaukee. Number 1, Celtics. Number 2, Bucks. Number 3 is going to surprise you. I'm going Philly. Y'all talked crazy about James Harden. Harden and Embiid are somewhere right now in the lab trying to figure that thing out. And if they pull some free agents to supplement that core and take a little bit of the pressure off of Tobias Harris to have to try to be the number 3 guy, you know, they had a couple of young guys that stepped up. I really think that the number 3 team is Philly. Number 4, and I know everybody's already saying, I can't believe you ain't got them in 1, 2, or 3. I don't know about Brooklyn. I'm not trying to get into Kyrie Irving, Stephen A. Smith arguments. I'm not trying to get on Kevin Durant's bad list. I'm just stating fact. I don't know about Brooklyn. I don't know. They should be 1, 2, 3, or 4. I just don't know if they will be 1, 2, 3, or 4 at the end of the year. So I'll put them in at number 4, but it could easily be Miami. It could easily be Toronto. It could easily be Chicago. It could be Cleveland if they don't get hurt. The East is wild, wild west. So again, let me say it. Boston, Milwaukee, Philly, Brooklyn. With honorable mentions of Miami, Toronto, Chicago, and Cleveland. I know y'all think I'm crazy on this winning Wednesday, but I'm just telling you, like I see them. I'm not trying to get clicks. I'm not trying to say lambastic things. I'm just telling you what I see. All right. You know where we got to go next. Got to go NFL. Before I do, let me take that break. I'll be right back. Lunch break, powered by JM&E, right here on BS3 TV.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
All right, don't forget, an additional show has been added to the Cinematic Affair red carpet event and movie premiere on July 16th. If you want to come out and check out 3 great short movies, and I'm telling you, they are on point, man. You're going to love every bit of it. I'll be in a movie called Soulmates, You can check it out. Go to thecinematicaffair.com. That's cinematicaffair.com and get your tickets for all 3 nights. There is a social meet and greet on Friday. There is the red carpet event and premiere, two showings on Saturday, and then Sunday is a brunch, where you can hang out with all the actors and writers and producers and everybody involved. So again, check it out. All 3 nights going to be fire. All 3 nights will be fire. All right, so we've done college football. We've done Major League Baseball. We just did basketball. Now we're getting ready to do NFL football. NFL football. Winning Wednesday. Teams to beat. Team that won it all in the NFL this past year, LA Rams from the NFC. Team that represented the AFC in the Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Bengals, surprisingly. Who are the teams to beat this year? I've already said this a couple times. I'll do it again. See if I change my mind. In the AFC, we'll go by conference. In the AFC East, the team to beat is Buffalo. And I'm sorry, New England fans, Dolphins fans, and Jets, Jets fans, the team to beat is Buffalo. And I feel like Buffalo had a kind of down year, 11-6, had to win that last game to get into the playoffs and win the division over the New England Patriots. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I feel like Buffalo is going to win that division by 2 games or more this season. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I feel like Buffalo is going to start separating themselves in this division. So Buffalo in the NFC East. In the AFC East. In the AFC North, again, that's the hard one. Cincinnati won it with 10-7. Pittsburgh was second with 9-7-1. Cleveland 8-9. Baltimore 8-9. I feel like there is a flip in this division. I feel like Baltimore is the number 1 team. I'm gonna say Pittsburgh number 2. Jesus. Cincinnati number 3 and Cleveland number 4, just because of all of the turmoil with Deshaun, Baker Mayfield, and all that. That one's so hard to pick. It'd be so easy to just go with what we saw last year and copy it for this year, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think a healthy Lamar Jackson, I think their running backs will be healthy. Remember, they lost their first, second, and third string running backs early in the season. They were running the ball with dudes that they literally got off the street. Lamar Jackson got hurt, tried to play hurt, and then he couldn't play at all. So Baltimore, to me, is going to leapfrog to that number 1 spot. Number 2 is not going to be Cincinnati. I just don't believe it is. I think if Pittsburgh locks into a quarterback and can get something out of that quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, notice I didn't say Rudolph the Redneck Reindeer. If they lock into one of those 2 quarterbacks and they can get something out of them where their defense and their running game can be their foundation, I think Pittsburgh takes that number 2 spot. And Cincinnati, everybody's coming for you this year. Everybody is figuring out what Zach Taylor did offensively. Everybody's trying to figure out how to, shut Chase and Burrow down and keep mixing, in between certain boundaries and what have you. I think it's going to be harder for Cincinnati to duplicate what they did last year than it is for them, to be able to do that again. So I really think that it's going to be Baltimore, Pittsburgh. That could be where Cincinnati goes. Maybe they go to number 2, but I feel like Pittsburgh's got the better shot. It might be a lot to ask of Pittsburgh, given all that happened to them this offseason. So here's where I'll make a change. All right. I just talked myself out of it. Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. There you go. AFC North. AFC South is all Tennessee. Tennessee won the AFC South by 3 games last year. They'll win it by 2 or more this year. even without Hollywood Brown, even without him. I think it's going to be Tennessee, Colts, Texans, Jaguars, same way it was last year. I've got Texans winning 2 more games, so there'll be 6 wins. Jacksonville might win 5 games. Again, Tennessee, the team to beat in the AFC South. And then in the West, Kansas City. Kansas City, number 1. I'm going Chargers 2, Raiders 3, Denver 4. And that's no slight at Russell Wilson. That's no slight at Russell Wilson. All right, let's go NFC. NFC East, same way it looked last year, it's how it's going to look this year. Cowboys number 1, Philly number 2, Washington number 3, Giants number 4. Sorry, I don't see anybody doing anything enough to knock the Cowboys out of where they were. And you can hate Dak Prescott all you want. They're going to win the NFC East again. They're going to win the NFC East again. The part that can change, Philly can get in that 10, 11 wins. Cowboys are going to be up there around 12 wins again. Okay? All right, NFC North, that team up in Green Bay will probably win the NFC North again, team up in Green Bay. But I expect more out of Chicago. They only won 6 games. I think that they get to 8 wins this year. Minnesota going to be right there at 8 wins. They've got to move on from Kirk Cousins. They've got to move on from Kirk Cousins. They moved on from their head coach. I really feel like they need to move on from Kirk Cousins. That's just me. Again, Minnesota fans, don't come for me. I'm not calling for you. I called out the Texas UT Longhorn fans. I'm not calling out Viking fans. They got to move on from Kirk Cousins, and then I think they'll see some significant change. But it's that team up in Wisconsin with that number 1 spot, and then everybody else is playing for 2, 3, and 4. And then in the NFC South, again, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Atlanta, Carolina. And I don't think New Orleans and Tampa Bay are going to get significantly closer. I think Tampa Bay is going to be in that 12, 11 win. I think New Orleans will be in the 9 to 10 wins if Jameis stays healthy. We're still big question mark. Who's going to be the replacement? And I'm not talking about, we know that they've got an offensive coordinator, but will that person be anything close to what Sean Payton was? So we'll see. And will that defense drop off now that Dennis Allen is the head coach and not the full-time defensive coordinator? And then out west, I think what you saw is what you might get. I think it'll be Rams, 49ers, Cardinals, Seattle. Yeah, I think Rams, 49ers, Cardinals, Seattle. So now, let's pick your 4. 4 from the AFC, Buffalo, Baltimore, Tennessee, Chiefs. 4 from the NFC, Cowboys, that team up in Wisconsin, Tampa Bay, and Rams. That still leaves the Rams and I believe Kansas City as my 2 teams that I think will end up battling for the Super Bowl. Could be wrong, but right now, just from what I've got Rams going back. I've got Kansas City replacing Cincinnati. We'll see. We will see. Thank you. Keith Hennick said you're spot on so far. All right. Got to take my final break. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
it is just literally a couple of weeks away, and I cannot wait for the Cinematic Affair. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, get them now, because remember, the first showing sold out. They've added a second showing. Don't miss out. Come on out and support your boy. I'll be out there in the acting in a movie called Soulmates, and very grateful to Jamal for giving me a shot to be a part of that movie. All right, so again, thecinematicaffair.com, thecinematicaffair.com. Get your tickets. Come on out. Let's have a good time, all right? All right, let's get ready to wrap this Winning Wednesday up. Just trying to see if there was any breaking news. Doesn't look like there's anything breaking news out of the Deshaun Watson disciplinary hearing. We do know that, again, even if the disciplinary hearing concluded today, it doesn't mean that the judge is going to give a ruling today or tomorrow or anytime soon. So we'll see how this all plays out. Again, I have very reliable sources that says that the NFL will not appeal if the ruling is for him to be suspended for 6 to 8 games. Obviously, they won't appeal if he gets suspended for an entire season. That's what they recommended. But I do believe that Deshaun Watson's camp will appeal that through the NFL Players Association. So we'll see. Serena Williams lost her first round match 2-1 at Wimbledon. A lot of folks celebrating that. Listen, let me tell you something. I know culture is changing, and some of the people that said the inside stuff inside previously are now feeling okay to say it outside. You can never cancel Serena Williams. You can never cancel Serena Williams. You can't take away her success. You can't, make people feel like she is not the greatest tennis player of all time, regardless of how many major championships she's won. If she doesn't win another major, and Mary Court has the record for the most major wins ever, Mary Court's career is a fraction, is a blip, is a punctuation compared to Serena Williams's career. So you can celebrate her losing. You can do all you want. Martina Navratilova can run around saying that she's cheating because she grunts during her matches and what have you. You're not going to diminish her greatness. Serena Williams is arguably one of the greatest athletes of all time. As great as an athlete as Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Barry Sanders, Tom Brady, Babe Ruth. I'm going to say the unspeakable name Pete Rose because he got more hits than anybody in baseball. As great as an athlete as all those people were, you know what none of them can say? That they won a major championship while pregnant. Serena Williams is arguably one of the greatest athletes of all time. And to top it off, she's a queen, a beautiful Black queen. So laugh, joke, run your segments and talk about how far she's fallen and how she lost to the 100 and whatever player in the first round of Wimbledon. You're not going to cancel her. You're not going to diminish her. There are too many of us that know better to let you just get by with that. So, waste your airtime with that if you want to. There are many of us that know Serena Williams is one of the greatest of all time for a long time. Not just for a set, not just for a season, for decades. Deal with it. All right, what else we got? Let me leave these folks alone. That's it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Keith Hennig, Serena Williams is a once in a lifetime athlete, incredible skills. There you go. I tell you, that's why I say we got too many people that know better. So thank y'all for tuning in today. Coach Cole, I know you're going to be down there in the Essence Festival in New Orleans, but we'll find a way to get you on for just a little bit. I got a little surprise I want to drop on you. Been trying to do it, but a lot's been going on. So we'll see if we can't get Coach Cole and myself on for Throwback Thursday. We'll check in on Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. And no, Keith, we cannot talk about curling. I'm sorry. All right, y'all. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it except meet me here tomorrow for Throwback Thursday. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll talk to you soon.
Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Wednesday, June 29th, 2022. Let's get over that hump together. Number 1, although members of the U.S. House and Senate are in the midst of their July 4th vacation, members of one committee returned to work Tuesday to conduct an additional public hearing. The House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol announced a new hearing to take place Tuesday with new information to be provided by in-person testimony. The witness appearing before the committee was Cassidy Hutchinson, executive assistant and advisor to Trump Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. The 25-year-old woman described conversations and actions, including what took place at the White House with Donald Trump and high-ranking personnel. Number 2, Lisa Holder White will make history as the first black woman on the Illinois State Supreme Court. Her appointment fills the vacancy created due to Justice Rita Garman's retirement. Holder White will take her oath of office at the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum on July 7th. Justice Holder White earned her Bachelor of Arts degree magna cum laude from Lewis University and her Juris Doctor from the University of Illinois College of Law. Number 3, in a reversal for President Joe Biden, a federal appeals court in New Orleans agreed to reconsider its own April ruling that allowed the administration to require federal employees to be vaccinated against COVID-19. The new order from the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans vacates an earlier ruling by a 3-judge panel that upheld the mandate. The new order means a block on the mandate imposed in January by a Texas-based federal judge remains in effect, while the full court's 17 judges take up that appeal. Number 4, Andrew McDonald, a gay Connecticut Supreme Court justice, called out U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas for reconsideration of rulings ensuring legal rights for gay people, while not calling for the repeal of a similar ruling that allows Thomas to be married to a white woman. McDonald is a senior associate judge in Connecticut, took a shot at Justice Thomas in a Facebook post after the U.S. Supreme Court Justice leveraged a ruling that repealed the constitutional right to abortion. Justice McDonald married his husband 6 years before the U.S. Supreme Court in the ruling barred states from outlawing same-sex marriages. Number 5, Colin Hubbard has been missing from Baltimore, Maryland since June 24th. The 14-year-old attends Parkville High School. He was last seen wearing a gray Parkville t-shirt, gray jeans, and red and black Nike shoes. He weighs 130 pounds, he's 5 feet 6 inches tall, and has brown eyes and black dreadlocks. If anyone has information on Colin's disappearance, please go to the Black and Missing Foundation website. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. There is a time for everything. A time to be silent and a time to speak. And don't forget to breathe. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with Stephen Hill, comedian extraordinaire Myra J., and activist Quinn Townsend Riley as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.